welcome to this episode of Raising Noir Twins. Y'all, on this episode, we have another special guest. Y'all, this young lady right here is making major moves in media and entertainment. She has her first her first documentary. She has her own entertainment company, Muganzo Entertainment. What? And sis is signed to a modeling and acting contract. Like, what? Like, who are you? Who is this person, right? I'm super excited. And let me tell you, when she walks into a room, like, you know it, her presence is everything. Her energy is like, you just want to be around her, right? And so without further ado, let me just go ahead and introduce my girl, Melissa Muganzo-Murphy, to the show. Hey, girl.
Thank you so much for having me. What an intro. What an intro.
That's just what I feel. That's what I think when you come to, I'm like, she is doing this, and that. Like, she is doing it. Like, for real. So the intro is really all you, because it was all facts. Like, but thank you for being on the show. How are you?
I'm doing really good. I actually just hopped out of a Lyft. And I was talking to the driver, and we had a whole spiritual conversation in the car.
See?
And it was interesting that I even got her in the car because my Lyft app had a hiccup. Like, I had pressed continue to get a driver, and it didn't show me that it selected a driver.
Oh,
and then 3 minutes come up, and this driver pulls up like, Melissa. I was like, right. On my app, it says I haven't even selected a driver. And so we're talking. And it was just great. So I feel like things are just so connected and so magical. So I'm in a really good headspace. And for those that don't know me, I'm a very all gas or all brakes person. I'm a big Capricorn. Shout out to all the Capricorns out there.
Capricorn energy all day, right?
Big Capricorn energy. You feel me? And with that comes, like, I'm either all in or all out. There's no gray when it comes to my emotions or my love or my desires. They're very much like, I love you, I want you forever and ever. Or it's like, I hate you, don't talk to me, die.
We die. No in between, right? See, I feel you, girl. It's that Capricorn thing. That's probably why we clicked so much, because it was literally like, we had one meeting and it was just like, I like her. Like, that's it. We friends. We're friends.
That's it. For all the Capricorns out there, and people, I've always been like, I'm a Capricorn, but like, I had no idea what the hell that meant, right?
Right.
As I've gotten older, I'm like, oh my gosh, we're so grounded. We start and end the year. We're an earth sign. We're reliable. We build foundation. Like, I have really just started to lean into the Capricorn life,
It is. So before we jump into it, why don't you go ahead and tell people how they can follow you on social media and what upcoming events you have going on?
Yeah, absolutely. So folks out there, you can definitely follow me on Instagram at Muganzo Entertainment. So that's Muganzo Entertainment. Okay. You can follow me on Twitter, which is at Melissa, MELISSA _Muganzo, MUGANZO. You can follow me on LinkedIn at Melissa Muganzo-Murphy, MELISSA MUGANZO or you can go to my website and just get to scrolling. And that's www.muganzoentertainment.com.
So look, y'all ain't got no reason not to follow this young lady, because she's on every single platform you can think of, okay? And I know you got at least one of them. You wake up and you're gonna be on one of them apps. So
and I'm working on building on my TikTok. So once that's built up, I'll give that to y'all too. So I'm everywhere. And I have a screening coming up of my documentary, The Big Hysto, a Black Woman Revolution, that really centers the conversation around historic oppression and embedded institutionalized medical racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia, and how Black folks experience pain and healing in hospital settings. So I'm excited to launch this tour. I'm so grateful that I get the opportunity to do that. And that is going to launch August 13th at the Guild Theater in Northern California in Sacramento. And tickets are on sale via my website at muganzoentertainment.com.
Well, congratulations on that. I can't wait. I already got my ticket, so I'm ready. I am so ready. And so since we're already talking about the Big Hysto documentary, can you tell us more about, like, how did you come up with that concept, or why did you want to make a documentary about that?
Yeah, that's a great question. So for the listeners out there, I have been a dancer and a choreographer and a producer my entire life. I first started in entertainment when I was 8 years old. And well, really 7. I'm from Orlando, Florida, and my mom had a traveling singing gospel group, and my mom had a radio show and a TV show, and also worked in HR for this like Christian conference, but she was a musician by trade. She's an organist and a pianist by trade. And then she could also sing, so she used to curate music and harmonies and all kind of stuff. So I always grew up, didn't realize it was this entrepreneurial, modeling until I got older. But I always grew up knowing that you can use your own skills, talents, and abilities to make money.
Right.
Like your natural skills can make you money. You can have multiple jobs. You can go to this job and then you can do this on the weekends and then you can do this at night. Like I saw that really, really early. And so one day my mom was organizing some music and she asked me to sing this tenor note. And I was like, oh, okay. And so I sing the note while she's harmonizing the alto and the soprano. And she was like, oh my God.
Hold on now.
Did you just hold the note, girl? So after that, like all moms do, she put me in a church program.
Right.
You going on a program.
Right.
And so, and I still show that picture where I'm ashy kneed and I got my knobs for my hair. I got the ruffled socks. You could tell I was turning up at church and it was an afternoon service. Mom was like, come here with your little bad self and hold this mic. And I sing this song and it's called I'm a Promise. And the words are, I'm a promise, I'm a possibility, I'm a promise with a capital P. I'm a great big bundle of potentiality. And if you listen, you'll hear God's voice, and I'm trying to make the right choice. And I promise to be everything he wants me to be. I'm 7 years old singing this song. Hard.
Girl.
I promise. Hella hard. And, you get the claps and, whether I did good or bad, it was that clap. And I was like, there's something about this sensation about me just being myself, holding a mic in front of people where I feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Like I can express, I feel good.
Yep.
Okay, mom, how can I get more of this, And so my parents divorced when I was 8, which moved us from Florida to Southern California. My mom moved us around our aunts and our grandparents. And for those out there, just so you know, I'm West Indian and Kenyan. So I've always grown up thinking, wow, Blackness is so vast and big and beautiful. We have different foods and textures and clothing and hair and languages. Like and my name is Muganzo. So I thought that Black people can do anything. I've seen that, and it was other people's limited thinking that made me think like maybe Black people can't do anything. But I've always grown up with that. And so then, copy paste. So I get to Southern California. My mom and actually the church that we were a part of moved us out to Southern California.
Oh, really?
They moved us out, and my mom was basically the head of HR for the church.
Okay.
So we went to that church school, and me and my friend started a dance company at the church. We had a national traveling dance company as teenagers.
Nice.
So we were choreographing, sewing costumes, putting on choreo, entering dance
as teenagers.
15.
Girl.
15.
So you just always been talented, because I know I was nowhere near trying to sew or anything like this. This is awesome.
Girl, I was braiding hair for money. All of us could braid. All of us we would harmonize songs. So I started a traveling singing group. We had a trio. I sang alto and tenor notes. I would put the harmonies together. I saw my mom do it. I was like, oh, this is
true. Yeah, I got this.
Yeah. We went to Mexico, we went to Canada, we went to Florida. We're teenagers, organizing transportation, writing grant letters, so I've always known that we can do anything.
Yes.
We could do anything. And then I was a cheerleader and I was a cheerleading captain. Wow. So I've always been this give me the stage, give me the stage and I'm gonna knock this out the park. Yeah. And I think once I understood that I love that, that's when I knew this was meant to be. Yeah.
This was it.
But it was my struggles. It was my struggles with fibroids during my college years that really, really, really set me apart. So yes, I traveled all throughout high school, and then my senior year of high school, I was like, oh my God, I want to go to Juilliard. I want to be a dancer. Nice. I want to And my parents were like, girl, you African. We ain't paying for you to go to school to dance. And I should have known, like, I signed off on all the student loans anyway. Y'all wasn't paying regardless. But we let people get into our heads about
we do that sometimes,
our possibility, our capabilities, and what we can do. So then I found myself running away from home to go to UC Davis, this college that was 8 hours away. And I studied something that I'm going to put air quotes on, I thought was smart, international relations. I hated it. I never went to class, and I got kicked out of school because I never went to class. But what I did do, Nichelle, is what I do copy paste. I started a singing group. I started a dance class. I became the first Black dance teacher for the city of Davis. Like, I copy paste. And I feel like these were all signs from the divine that this is what you're meant to do. You're meant to do this, right?
Yes.
Because I had let people tell me, like, well, you can't do that full time. You can't get benefits with that. How are you going to sustain your livelihood? Rather than telling me, like, wow, let me help you get benefits. Let me help you elevate with
exactly.
You're already showing a skill, talent, and ability. Let me help you get grants. Let me help you. But we don't do that, especially as Black folks. We have sometimes very limited thinking, and instead of spewing out positivity and encouragement, we think out of safety, we could spew limiting, right? Limit. Feeling. But that entire time I had fibroids. I was bleeding immensely. I mean, one time I had bled for 8 months, and I'm talking about, I'm talking about wearing ultra tampons and overnight pads and still changing those every hour.
And
it was that foundation that let me know, like, one day I'm going to do something about it. So 15 years later, this documentary.
Here we are.
So it really is a collaboration of my love for entertainment and then my journey through my own personal struggle that brought this documentary to the forefront.
Yes. And you know what? Let me just say, like, I went to your first premiere. I know you have the next one coming up on the 13th, and I'm gonna just go ahead. I'm not going, no spoiler alerts going on, but I'm gonna tell y'all, it's really good. Like, I really enjoyed it, and it opened my eyes, even as a woman, because this is something that I don't personally struggle with, but I have really close friends that do. And so, and I never knew the extent of, like, you know, really what that was or whatever. So thank you. Because I was left like, oh, like, how can I better support my friend in this situation? You know what I'm saying? And so it like I said, it opened my eyes, and I'm sure everybody in there left feeling some type of way, like, you know what?
You start asking questions.
I mean, it was awesome. So I just have to throw that out there because, like I said, I saw the first one, and I know y'all are gonna love it. And just to have somebody that's from Sacramento, that's from here, doing something, I think that one is like an inspiration. That was an inspiration to me, Melissa. And I'm not just saying, I don't just say so just to say it. Like, I honestly and truly, I honestly and truly was inspired afterwards, because I was like, you know what? Here she is. She's like, this is what she wants to do. This is her passion. And, you know, you made that happen. You know what I mean? And it's like, and not saying in a sense like, oh, she did it, I could do it. Not in no type of like competition type of way, but it's more like, oh, if she can do it, I can do it too. Like, there's really no limit on what we can do. You know what I'm saying? And there's enough room for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So
there is.
Yes. So thank you so much. And then, so I do have a question about, because I made a reel and you were in one of the reels, and I was like, I was like, if sis, how can I support you as a person? That would be Melissa. Okay. And so with that being said, with this journey, with your project and everything, have you always gotten that type of support as well? Or is that something that's kind of just now coming about? And does that dictate how you go about supporting people in the future? Like, because I feel like you just be like, oh, this is bomb, I'm supporting. You know what I mean? Like, that's just you. But is that because you had struggles or a challenge with that before with your journey?
Absolutely. I'm a big fan of therapy. I go to therapy once a month. It is my personal time. So I'm pro therapy. In my mind, it's like the club. Like, everybody should be in therapy. Like, I am so, especially virtually. Like, I feel like you could be on your headphones and your phone, you know, you could be on a computer. I mean, there's just, it's elevated. So we have been talking a lot about this, like, inner child trauma We've been talking about mirroring. We've been talking about, just the agency that we all have as humans.
Yeah.
And really narrowing in on love, connection, and purpose, because no matter who we are, we are all looking for that. We're all looking for unconditional love, true connection, and figuring why the hell we're here. Like, everybody's trying to figure that out.
This is true.
I don't care what race, gender, sex, orientation, religion, spirituality, height, weight. Everybody's trying to figure that out. And we're going to lean on whatever understanding, philosophy, rhetoric, spiritual text that is going to help us feel like, this is why I'm here.
Yeah.
And so for myself, and I say this very specifically for the chocolate girls like myself that were told really early that we're not beautiful, our hair is not beautiful, our bodies are not wanted, we're not valuable, we're not attractive. Like, I speak on those things because that messaging and rhetoric really early gave very low self-esteem, extremely low self-esteem, to the point where I would take anybody into my life because I was just like, well, if clearly nobody wants me and this person is giving me a 15% of some type of attention, so I'm just gonna take it and I'm gonna rock with it. But in reality, I didn't realize I was dealing with low self-esteem and depression and anxiety because I was so desperate for unconditional love, connection, and purpose that I would take disappointing ass friends, disappointing people that were just terrible for me, just to make me feel like I had people in my life. And I remember as a teenager struggling with that immensely, even through all this energy and entertainment and thriving, I was still on this emotional side, this mental side, dying on the inside. In college, I dated a lot of people that I shouldn't have dated, that if I would have known my value, honey, I would have never. But it's just really interesting. And so, but I've always wanted unconditional support. As I'm navigating a vision, as I'm navigating a process, I've always wanted that. But I didn't have the language to ask that, or or the bravery to be like, I'm gonna do this alone until the right friend, the right partner, the right circle comes my way, because I was so insecure. And I realized going through therapy, like, oh, we give love how we want to receive it, which is usually why we end up disappointed, right?
Yes.
Everybody shows affection and love differently. Exactly. But if we're giving out what we want, we're not getting what we need, and we're not giving people what they need.
And that's why we be mad.
That's why we're upset. And if you're like me in the shell, we either love you or we hate you. You know?
Now you're on the other side.
And so I think it's through my years of being an educator that I realized that students in their most vulnerable state are actively seeking purpose. Regardless of major, regardless of background, whether you're first gen, second gen, third gen, undergrad, graduate student, 18, returning, whatever. Returning student, veteran, doesn't matter. Everybody's looking for purpose, and they're looking for this degree program to make sense of that. And when they would come into my office and we would make these plans, I realized they didn't give a dog about the plan. They were just so happy to be in a space where they felt safe and supported and express their goals and dreams. So I learned how to elevate dreams. And then I took that same modeling into entertainment, and I'm a supportive person because I know how important it is for people to feel like, I got one person. One person.
It's so major.
That believes in my dreams, and I'm gonna be that way whether people support it or not. And if anybody is like myself that's a visionary, when you speak out a vision or a dream, sometimes people can't see it. They can't see it, so they're not gonna support right away. They're gonna be like, girl, you crazy.
Exactly.
But I know on the reverse, I'm never gonna say that to someone, because I know how intentional and important it is for somebody to be like, that's not a crazy idea. You really happened. And you're like, and that's it. And then they take off. Whether that comes to me or not, I don't care anymore. I used to care, but I don't care about that anymore. But I know the impact of saying you can absolutely do that. It's absolutely attainable. You have that vision for a reason. You are exceptional all by yourself. Like those words.
Let me tell you, that means so much. Like, because this isn't the first time that I've had an idea with doing the podcast or anything like that. I have a lot of ideas that go on, but I don't really share it with people for that reason. You know what I mean? They be like, okay, here she go. What you got going on this month? Like, what's going on? And it's like, no, hear me out. Hear me out.
Hear me out.
But it's like, in my mind, like, I know what the potential of all of these things could be if I just have that one support. Because as much as we want to be able to be like, oh, I did this on my own, I did this by myself, the reality is that you do need some type of support. You know what I mean? Like, in any type of avenue. I'm not saying in one space or another, but and it's nice to have that one person that got your back, that's in your corner, like, you got this, girl, like, So that is so major. That's why I was like, if sis, how can I support you as a person? Melissa is it. Like, and let me tell you, I don't even think I even said how we even met, but excuse me. So, like, I've literally only known you less than a month now, I think.
I know. It don't feel like it.
I feel like I've known her forever. I feel like I've known her forever. But yeah, so she had her premiere, my friend Weko, which she was actually on another podcast, and she's how I initially heard of Melissa, because she was in the documentary, and so she was telling me about it. I was like, girl, you need to come on my podcast and talk about this. So she came and she was talking about it, and I started just tagging Melissa anytime anything came up about it or that was related. I would just tag her, because I'm just like, people need to hear about this. Anywho, fast forward, and you can jump in anytime, however you feel free. But fast forward to the premiere, and I was on call, so I was like, "Ooh, please don't call me for work, y'all. I have my stuff in my car and everything ready to go, just in case." But it was such a beautiful event, It was just like, it was just nice to see so many people just out to support your premiere, right? And then I was like, hold on, sis. She came a red carpet, she doing it. Okay. And so I was like, I got to make a video of this, because this was just too good not to share with everybody, And so when I made the reel, I literally had no idea it would do what it did. I was just like, I would just be happy to be outside. Like,
okay, I'm gonna let you finish, but y'all, you are so damn talented, but I'm gonna let you finish. You.
No, that was it, really. I wanted to make a video of, my experience and to show my appreciation to you, because, excuse me, like I said, before I left, I told Nueko, I was like, yeah, I'm inspired. I'm really going to be on it. Like, I'm going to be consistent, because I do things sometimes and I'm like, I don't know, you kind of fall off a little bit, but I'm like, this is what I really enjoy doing. So I'm going to be consistent with it. And so it was like, after that, I was like, okay. And then it was just like, I was starting to meet people. I was like networking, and I was just like, oh, is this what it's like to be in your purpose? Like, I don't know. I don't know if that's what it is, but that's what it feels like. But yeah, you can go ahead and chime in if you had something to say. You can, but that's just how I felt about your premiere, and I thank you for that and for the opportunity too.
When I am so in awe. Just for the listeners out there, I just want you to know, this is my first documentary. This is my first major film. It took 2 years to make. The film cost just under $100,000.
Wow.
And for those that don't know, I applied for about 37 grants and sponsorships, and I got 7 yeses. But the big part is that I got 30 no's. And I need people to understand that, because I think when people see something executed, they're like, oh my God, this is so great. Yes, but there's a journey, right?
It is, yeah.
There's a gray area. And there were nights that I have cried deep, like bawled into the fetal position, bawling like a 4-year-old on my therapist, angry, disappointed, lied to, ghosted, talked about for 2 years for that to happen. And for 330 people to show up for my first film, I was just in a state of awe. Like,
it was beautiful, y'all.
Just awe. And everybody is networking and getting contracts and making deals and introducing each other's businesses, and the babies are performing, and we did the electric slide.
We did.
Like, it was so good. And even my team was just like, we want to copy paste this energy in every event that we have. And I was like, you know, it's very rare to have an event where all parts of the community come together and there's no drama. It's very, very, very rare. Even with the best intentions, stuff still happens. So I'm just so thankful. And you're real. And the one thing, just so you know, let me tell you why I'm like so appreciative of it. It's because I asked my videographer to be there, but he was in Europe and he's doing I think a cupcake show for Netflix. Crazy.
Oh, okay.
So he was in Europe and I was like, that's the one thing I wish I had.
Oh,
and
wow.
Here you come.
Here I come.
Monday morning. All right, y'all. So sis I said, you don't even know how big of a deal this reel is for me, because I literally could not get my videographer, because that was the one thing that people were like, man, you should be able to capture it.
Oh, wow.
Drop that reel. And it was perfect. And it was Black excellence in the reel.
It was. And
my favorite part is leg. Y'all know that. That's my favorite part. I just loved it. And then I had another friend, her name is Ling. She made a reel, but it was only for LinkedIn. And so you two literally you don't even realize how much that meant to me. You just don't even know, because that was the one piece that I was like, if I can go back, right?
Yeah.
As Capricorns, we're very critical of ourselves.
Oh my God, yeah.
You know. So I was like, if I could just go back, and you just like an angel just popped up on my social media. I was like, she don't even know how big of a deal
I didn't. I was just like, and I was kind of nervous about it. I sent it to my friend Weko first, because I was like, is this too much? Or is it not too much? She was like, no, girl, this is good. So I was like, all right, share. And I was just like, but that was like my genuine appreciation and my emotions and feelings of that event, though. And so I'm glad it worked out the way it did. And then it just, you know, it kind of snowballed into other things. And now I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I can do this, I can do that. Like, you know, it really opened up a lot of things. And so I thank you too, because for your support, as we were talking about, that support is everything, you know. And so for you to be like, girl, this like share all this stuff. I appreciate all of that.
I'm like, who do we need to get you in contact with? Because it's not just a reel. And that's when you know it's purposeful. That's when you know destiny and alignment and that magic, that spark is taking place. Because you could have tagged me and I could have just liked it. You could have tagged me, I could have liked it, commented. But it was the way in which you did the reel that let me know. I was like, oh, you're meant to do this. I was like, oh, this can't be your first time. Like this. And you're like, oh, I just naturally did it. I was like, and it's naturally supposed to be a part of your life. Like this is supposed to take you to new heights. And I don't know, you know, how it's going to evolve, but I know that this is it. And now I'm like, oh, you're a media blogger. You are, and
y'all heard it first here.
Okay, let me tell you, Sacramento's
the director said that.
Okay, Sacramento's hottest media blogger, and I'm a blogger. I go to YouTube and I have channels I subscribe to, and I listen to their blogs every day. Every day. My wife gets so sick of it. She's like, I know you listen to them blogs. I was like, I love it. So I mean that wholeheartedly. I'm like, oh my gosh. And it's the way in which you report, right? It's not just the reporting, it's the way in which you report, the way in which you document. That is so natural. So I'm proud of you. I'm just like, hell yeah. Like,
thank you. So I'm proud of you too. I really am. I really am. And so like, just to kind of touch on, I know you were talking about there was 30 no's, right? You only got 7 yeses. And when you were applying for grants and everything like that. So I recently saw that, I guess it's Sacramento, they have like an initiative to kind of get more Black, Indigenous, and people of color more into like film and media and stuff like that. So how instrumental has that been in the production of your documentary, your journey, or even for future projects?
Yeah, and you know, people will be like, oh my God, there's so much money out there. What they don't tell you is like, in order to get the money, you got to write this grant, and you have to submit this report, and you got to interview, and you got to audition, and you have to know the right people, and you got to go to networking events, and you have to say the right things, and you have, like, they don't tell you that.
Yeah,
like, oh,
no, I had no idea that. Yeah, they do say that all the time. You can just go get this grant. Like, you can just go and get it.
You just go press the button, and it's just
right. That's so true.
And it's like the infamous day, right? It's like, no, the grant application is there, but there's a certain rhyme and texture and layout. Just like when you go to apply for a job in the industry, there's a certain cover letter, resume, word choice, verbiage, same things. So people that are in the industry can go and, submit to the grant and they'll get it because they know the template. Me as a new filmmaker, I'm writing grants and I'm not getting them. I'm like, I don't get it. Oh, it's the template. It's the wordplay.
Yep.
Did you go to that networking event with that board member the month before to let them know your application is coming in? And did you invite them to another meeting and another event so that when your application gets there, they can feel you?
Yeah.
It's those networking. It's community politics.
Yeah.
And so to hear about the Sacramento Film and Media Grant was great. But what people don't know is that I applied to the first one and I didn't get it. I applied to the production grant. It was $5,000 and I scored the lowest.
Oh, wow.
And what was great about that grant is that you can go to the Zoom meetings and literally look at the breakdown of how people apply.
Okay.
So I'm in the meeting where they'll tell you right in the meeting who got it and who didn't. So you're listening like, oh my goodness, like declined. You're like,
oh, dang.
Okay. I spent this hour thinking I was embarrassed. But you get to see everybody's application materials. And when I saw me in comparison, I said, oh, got it. And so I was like, I'm going to apply to the post-production grant. But I remember the template that I saw.
Yeah. And
when I submitted, I failed cohort 1, but I got cohort 3, and I was the highest application.
Nice.
And I won it because I was the highest application that time. And that to me is a testament. And not only was it so important for me to get that grant, because that grant was a post-production grant. So that grant actually covered the hotel stay of my friends and family that flew in because it can cover hotel stays in that grant.
Nice. Yeah. Okay.
If I got the production grant, I wouldn't have the post-production money to put people up in the hotel. So it's all alignment.
It all worked out how it was supposed to, right?
Yeah. And it's just, so yes, it's very, very helpful. And I think Sacramento, as the capital of California, is realizing that if you want people to come to the capital, you have to do things that will bring, attraction. You have to do things that will bring money into the city. So we need sports and media and entertainment and festivals, because people go to the Bay Area and LA and San Diego because of the high attraction of those areas. But Sacramento is the capital and they be acting like it's not. So I think that people are like, if you want it to be the capital,
you better act like it.
Yes.
That part.
It's got to give.
Yes, because it's not giving right now.
It's literally not giving. So if we want it to give, we need to act like it.
Yes.
So it's been beautiful. And, that build now another pipeline for people that are like, how do I get a media grant? Oh, well, now I know the commissioner, right? So
gotcha. See,
now I can connect you to the commissioner.
Yeah.
How do you write? Well, now I have a template. Well, let me show you the template, right? But before it was like, I don't know, girl, me and you both gonna apply and just gonna see what happens.
Right.
So yeah. And those are just lessons, a part of the notes. And that was one of the 30 notes.
Yeah. And that's awesome. And see, that's what I'm talking about. It's almost like, I don't know, you're like a trailblazer. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know any directors personally. Like, you know, I do now. You know what I'm saying? But like you were saying, like now if somebody were to be like, oh, well, I was thinking about kind of doing this. You're like, oh, I got a person for that. I got somebody I could kind of connect you with. Oh, I think you'd be perfect for, you know what I'm saying? And you're not afraid to use those resources, or how we were talking about earlier, sometimes people might be like, I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? But, and that's just one of the many things that I love about Melissa. Like, I love the energy. I love everything. Right. So this has just been really, really fun, really, really great. But I do want to know, like, what does Muganzo Entertainment have in store, or have, for the future? Like, what else can we expect? I know we have the other screening coming up on August 13th.
Yep.
But what are like some future projects or some future things that maybe you want to get into, if you don't mind sharing that with us?
Yeah, absolutely. So I have 3 other film projects that are in pre-production right now that are set to debut in 2025. And this is what I mean when I say long game. Like, and you know, there's going to be people that are going to meet me in 2025 and be like, this is amazing. But they don't know I started at the summer of 2022, right?
Right.
And I was like, I have a thought, and that thought, I wrote it down. And then I started applying for more grants and networking. So, you know, it really is, it's a slow burn for entertainers, but I believe in these 3 projects so much.
Nice.
And I'm proud of myself for being like, okay, we did it once. We took all the lessons and the blessings, and we're going to make more. You know, we're going to put more people on. We're going to connect more people. We're going to bring more awareness and exposure. We're going to get bigger checks. Bigger tracks. We're going to get bigger contracts. Bigger contracts, right? We're going to elevate. You know, we're going to. They said it really good. She's like, network across. She's really big about that, and I believe in that too. I'm going to bring up folks, but I'm also going to network across, because we all in Dubai on a yacht. I'm trying to make
What? First of all, hold on. Look, I'm already ready.
Come on. You hear me?
Look.
I believe in that. You know, we're looking for connection. We're all looking to excel and use our blessings. So, and then for those that don't know, I got signed to an agency out here in Northern California as a commercial actor and model.
So be looking for her on your TVs, y'all.
Commercials coming soon. And so that's going to be a large part of my schedule in the fall, which again is a slow burn, which will probably debut next summer. So I'm very, very excited for that. But it's all about seed planting. It's all about seed planting. And I know people will be like, how did you have time to do this? I was like, so in January, when I was MIA, I was actually planning for all the stuff that you see coming out now. You know? So it's a lot of seed planting, a lot of slow burns, a lot of investment in self. And I just believe that I could do it. The other thing is that the Big Hysto has officially entered film festivals. And so crossing our fingers. And we're also on an independent tour, and I'm proud about that too. So it's picked up from the film festivals, and I'll have to pull the tour down just because film festivals want exclusive rights in screening the film.
Gotcha.
And I intentionally applied to Academy Award-winning film festivals.
Girl, come on now.
Very intentional.
Yes.
If I don't get it, then I'm gonna just take this tour on the road and work all right. But if I do get it, then that's even more exposure, right?
Yes.
I'm claiming this now on your podcast.
Do I got an exclusive on here?
It's an exclusive drop. It's an exclusive drop.
That is so awesome. Congratulations. Like, I'm just going to throw that out there too, because, oh my God. I just can't believe it. I just think this is so amazing. I'm so cheesy. I'm like corny, but I just think it's so amazing. I just be so juiced for everybody. Like, oh shoot, you doing it.
You're doing it. So I'm currently in this place where I'm building my team, because I believe that me and my team are going to be traveling soon. Like, I believe that we're going to be getting, as Carisha says, flued out.
Snap.
I believe in that. And I've seen it happen more and more. Like, people will send me my itinerary, my schedule. I'm getting flown out to do things. I have a couple of engagements this fall that I'm getting flown out for, and I feel really grateful for that. But I believe that, and I'm manifesting this wholeheartedly, and I'm putting energy into this, that I'm going to get flown out to Essence, and we're going to be talking about uterine health. I believe that summer 2023. I don't know if I'm going to be emceeing something or a panelist somewhere.
But you're about to be there.
I'm going to be there, because it's one thing to go. It's another thing to get paid to go. And that's the energy that I'm on this time. Like, Essence is Wakanda for sure, but I'm trying to be on the other side of this intention. So I am working so hard.
Well, we see it, girl. We see it. It's all coming together. I know we only see the glitz and the glamour and the final product of everything, but let me tell you, whatever you're doing behind the scenes that we don't see, it shows. It shows that you're paying attention to the details of it all. It just all comes together really, really beautifully. And so, girl, you doing it. I'm proud of you again. You know, I know I've been saying that all podcast, but I just can't help it.
I am trying to take me and my squad to places. Like, that to me is important. My aunt showed me this really early, that Black girls deserve luxury. She showed me really, really early. And she was I think like the black sheep of the family, where people thought she was like bougie and she thought she was better. But I think she was just like, we grew up in poverty, and I've seen people don't have to live in poverty.
Right.
And I want luxury. And
yes, I like luxury. Okay. Sorry, not sorry.
I like jewels. I like sparkle. I like to be treated well. I like, spa days. I like hair days. I like massages. I like self-care, and I don't care what you have to say about it. So now that I've seen that, I'm like, I too like spa days, and self-care. And
excuse me.
Yes,
I'm there with you, girl. And so, one of the things that really stuck with me after the premiere, Melissa made a really great speech to everybody, and just thanking everybody. But one of the things that really stood out to me was when you said that execute your gift. I don't know why it stuck with me. I even wrote it in my notes because I'm getting a little older, so I'll be forgetting stuff. But when you said it, but when you said it, it did something, and I was like, okay, yeah, I gotta write this one down. And so for me, and like I mentioned earlier, it was just like, okay, I need to like really hone in on what it is that I want to do, what brings me joy, what is my passion, and finding it and everything like that. And so when you said that, like I said, it lit off a switch in me, right? And so as we kind of just wrapping up a little bit, but what would you say to someone that's like in pursuit of their dreams, their goals, their passion? What's one last thing that you want them to remember, or kind of go take with them as they go and find their dream?
I have so many mantras, so I'm just gonna say them all.
Okay, because you know what, you never know which one's gonna resonate with somebody, right? So boom.
Okay. So the first mantra that I learned in 2016 is everybody has a first day. And I feel like that is so important because it's in your first day that you are the most vulnerable.
Yes.
You are the most critical, and you are the most anxious. But there's something about you having this much faith. And when I say this much for the listeners out there, it's like that if you put your two fingers together in that little piece of window that you see in those two, like you have that much faith. And for some reason, that much faith in yourself is outweighing all of these other big ass emotions that are scared, doubtful, imposter syndrome, negative, critiquing. Somehow that little window of faith is still making you execute your first day. And I say that because, especially in this world of social media, we will look at someone's platform and think like, wow, they have made it. When in reality, they're sleeping on a mattress on the ground and just know how to do reels really well. And we will literally be jealous of them, like wholeheartedly jealous of someone that we don't even know in real life, because we're thinking that they're so much further than us. But in reality, everybody started somewhere, and we pick and choose what to showcase, right? On media platforms for the sake of business, for the sake of sustainability, for the sake of monetization. And sometimes we forget that, you saw them on year 5, but I'm sure on the first day, was tackiest, just the tackiest and jankiest, So that's my first mantra. And I believe in that. Like, I just came from Target today, and there was a woman, maybe in her 60s. It was their first day working. And she was like training on the register. And I said, congratulations, I'm so proud of you. Welcome to your first day. I'm so nervous. I was like, well, it's only your first day. On your break, you're going to go get a Starbucks coffee because they're probably going to pay for it because you're training. Give yourself the grace to enjoy your first day. And literally, she was like, no one has ever told me congratulations for working at Target. I'm like, but it's your first day.
It's the first,
You got a job. Right? You could just see her mind change, like,
you're right.
I started today, So I believe in that. The other thing I learned, and this is totally credit to Steve Harvey, is do it afraid. People always think that people are hella strong and brave and nobody cries and I'm like, that shit is a lie. Like,
right.
Let's be honest. Like, doing things that are based out of your dreams are so scary because we have been trained to think negatively first.
Yes.
We never think like, what if it works? What if I pop off? What if I get a contract? What if what if I meet Beyonce?
Yeah.
But like, like we always think like, what if I fail? What if they hate it? What if nobody likes? This is stupid. What if people find that? We literally go there first and we'll dwell on that energy instead of being like, but what if it's good?
That's so true.
That's why the Do It Afraid for me really like sat in my spirit. I was like, anybody that's a visionary that's trying something, they're going to know it's scary, but it didn't stop them from executing it. Like that is important.
That is.
And then my mentor came in 2018. She was like, girl, all that's cute, but you should be saying do it afraid first and then with confidence. And I was like, okay, I like that.
Okay, mentor.
I like that. Right? Because she was like, once you do it once, you know how to do it.
Yes.
And if you could do it twice, that means you know how to monetize it. And if you could do it after that, you know how to get to the money.
Right.
And I was like, that's a good point. So she was like, do it once, then do it twice, and then learn how to monetize it. She's always telling me that. And that has stuck in my brain. Like, okay, right? And now my last one, right? And I have a lot of mantras. My last one is, I'm not here to waste my grandmother's prayers. And I say that because that is what actually helped me execute the gift, which is what Nichelle is talking about. Because I thought about it with intention, like, wait a minute, I wasn't even born. And my grandmothers found out that I was on the way.
Yeah.
And they don't know each other, literally said their own version of manifestation and prayers and blessings over my life prior to my arrival. That is powerful. You don't know me. You don't know my gender, my sexual orientation. You don't even know my name.
Yeah.
But for some reason, you said, I'm so connected to your brilliance.
Yes.
You are not here yet, but I'm already going to wrap your life in all of these blessings. I'm going to pour out all these positive affirmations and manifestations on your behalf, that even though I won't get to see any of it, both are deceased, I won't get to see any of it, but yet I believe wholeheartly, and I'm going to put it in the air and put it up to the divine power that I believe to be true, that is protecting your arrival to this human experience. I believe that you can do something to change this world. That to me is powerful.
Girl, right. I'm sitting here like getting goosebumps just listening to you. Like, yes, most definitely.
So what do I have to be scared of?
Yeah.
They didn't even know me and believed in me. And I know me and I'm scared of me.
Boo. Right.
Right. And when you think about it, it's like, and for anybody that's a parent out there, I'm sure you do the same. You're already bestowing, positive energy on these human beings that don't even know the level to which their excellence can bring, but you believe in them
already. Yes, babe, you can do that, babe.
Okay, you can draw, babe. You can write your name. You can do your hair. You can put some lotion on.
All of it. You're the best person to do it.
You've been chosen. But sometimes we forget we were that small one, and somebody believed in us just as hard.
Yeah.
And so that has allowed me to believe that it is time for all of us to execute the gift.
Yeah.
We literally were in an incubator with this like tag that was an assigned gift that we were all assigned. And it's up to us to be like, let me pull the tag out and see what the gift is. Okay, now let me do that. You know, so I just believe in that. So it's a lot of mantras, but I'm just giving you spiritual game.
Okay, hey, we listening. Look, I'm taking it all in because you know what, and this is why, y'all. This is why I just absolutely love Melissa. It's her presence, it's her energy, and I mean, she's just the bomb.com, like point blank period. That's it, And so this has been fun. I'm so glad that you were able to come on the show, that you agreed to do it, and bless us with the living legend that is Melissa. And one last time, can you just let us know how people can follow you again, and then the details of the upcoming event that you got coming up?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can follow me on Instagram at Muganzo Entertainment. That's Muganzo Entertainment. You can follow me on Twitter at Melissa, Melissa _Muganzo, Muganzo. You can follow me on LinkedIn at Melissa Muganzo-Murphy, and that's Melissa MUG as in George, ANZO Murphy. Or you can go to my website where the tickets live for my launch of my Big Hysto tour, which is a documentary all about medical racism, sexism, Black patient care in medical settings, systematic oppression, systematic bias, fibroids, endometriosis, fertility challenges, at muganzoentertainment.com, and that's www.muganzoentertainment.com. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be on your platform. I'm very honored.
Oh my gosh, you are so welcome.
We're gonna do big things together. I can feel it.
Yes, let's do big things together. Again, y'all, it's been a pleasure. I'm so glad she was able to come on the show. Make sure you go and get those tickets. I want to see you at the premiere. It's gonna be bigger and better than before, because I don't know how that's gonna happen, but I know it's gonna happen because the other one was the bomb. But this is gonna be the bomb.com too. So go get your tickets, and I'll see you at the premiere. Thank you again, Melissa. This has been awesome, and I really appreciate it. I'm grateful, I'm humble, and I'm just appreciative of the person that you are. So thank you.
Thank you, girl. It's big Capricorn energy on this
podcast.
All
day. All right, you have a good one.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.